We were just a normal family. We always had our happy and bad moments. Back in 2009, my mother had a tumor in her neck, and I thought it was very scary. I was young at the time, so I did not understand the concept of cancerous tumors. At that age, I just assumed all cancer could not be treated and death was the next step. I was in sports in middle school, and my younger brother was not. Yet, he would still be active outside by playing basketball, football, or soccer with his friends. Until one day he was complaining to his parents that his stomach was not feeling good. My parents asked him for his symptoms, and my brother replied, "I have headaches and chills." At this moment, my parents assumed he was getting a basic sinus infection or about to go through a common cold. 3 days have passed and he is fine. I thought to myself, oh great, we are a healthy family again. The next day, early in the morning, I saw my brother in the living room watching television. When I looked at him, he was very skinny and pale. If you look closely, you can see the light dark circles around his eyes. At this point, I was very concerned, and I asked him if he was okay. And he told me he felt worse than anything. He was feeling chills again, weak, fever, and loss of appetite. At this point, my parents took action. They took him to they took my brother to the ER at Tampa General Hospital and had him take some examinations. On the same day, after the examination, he was taken to a room on the third floor. We waited for the results, but we were told that the results would show by next morning. My parents were anxious and exhausted, not having a clue what may have happened to my brother. It was a Wednesday night at 10:20 and I had school tomorrow and my father had to work. So my mother decided to spend the night with my brother in the room. The following day I came home after school and went with my dad to the hospital. We saw my brother and mother with the doctor. Our doctor told us that my brother has appendicitis. When I first heard of appendicitis, I did not know what it was, so I had to do research to understand it more. The doctor also explained that my brother was not drinking enough water and not consuming sufficient fiber. It's no wonder stones were found in the ruptured appendix. Furthermore, after being told the diagnostics, my brother was hooked up to an IV for days, underwent surgery, and stayed in the hospital for almost 2 months until he was completely better. When my brother came home from the hospital, I was crying of joy. I was thankful for having him back home. I have always loved my brother, and I never wanted anything severe to affect his health. Having prominent health is a must. Without being in good health, life is totally different. In this case, my brother had to stay in the hospital. The doctor told my parents that it was a close call for my brother. If they had waited any longer, my brother could have died. As I grew older, I've always been aware of my daily health habits as well as my brother. He is now drinking water and watching what he eats. Our lifestyle of watching what we consume has changed, even though we were already healthy. The lesson that we have learned is no matter how healthy you may seem, there may be something wrong internally, even if you feel like there is something wrong. Always go to the doctor.